Hi everyone, Tony here. I have some awesome life hacks for you guys tonight. And I was thinking about these because I was making another one of my cleansing soups. So today's soup was apple onion soup, which was so delicious. I mean, amazing. I loved it. So as I was making the soup today, I realized that there's a couple things I do that really actually have changed things that I do in the kitchen that are so helpful. So 3 life hacks for you that I used today while I was making my soup. So just to give you a quick little soup recipe in case you want to try it, I did 4 apples. They were red apples and I peeled them first and just cut them up. And I had 1 big yellow onion and maybe like 8 to 10 little pearl onions, and then I had a shallot, and I used the whole shallot. I've done this before with any onions, really. You can throw Vidalia ones and red onions, whatever, and then the apples, and all I did was chop all that up and throw it in the pan, and then garlic. I used a whole bowl of garlic, and throw it in the pan, cook it down, like almost till it's like caramelized. Put some vegetable broth, not too much because the apples are already pretty juicy, and let it simmer for like maybe 10 minutes, and then you put it in the blender, blend it, and you have delicious, delicious apple onion soup. Now, Thomas would disagree with me. He doesn't like apple onion soup. However, I think it is quite delicious. So you can also make applesauce that way. Don't add, well, you could add the onions if you want, but you wouldn't put as much broth. You could put a little bit of broth actually in it, because it almost tasted like applesauce soup. But you can make applesauce that way, and then you can add a little bit of cinnamon or whatever you want. It doesn't need sugar. It's sweet enough. It's great. But during this process, I used 3 life hacks. One is for garlic, which I'm going to save for last because it's my favorite one. So the second one is for not making you cry for onions. But the first one is a blender tip. So I'm sure some of you out there have heard of this before, but I didn't hear of this until not that long ago. So I want to share it with you in case you're not doing this. But it's pretty simple when you're done with your blender, because who likes cleaning the blender? Anyone? No, we don't like cleaning blenders. It's ridiculous. Getting around the blades and stuff, it is not fun. So this makes it a lot easier. You clean what you can, but then you put a little bit, and I mean a tiny bit of detergent. You just dip the detergent, let it drip a little bit in the blender, and put some water and blend it. So you're blending the soapy water, right? And it's cleaning around the blades, and you can just blend it on high, and you could rinse it out. You could do it more than once if you want, but it cleans the blender so well, and you just feel like it's more clean because it's getting around the blades and stuff, because no matter how much you scrub in there, sometimes I feel like you can miss things. So that's my number 1 hack. Put a little bit of detergent and water in your blender and blend it to help clean your blender. You know, depending on what blender you have, if you have like an awesome one like Vitamix, that's all you have to do. It'll pretty much clean the entire blender without you even having to touch it. If you have like more of an average blender, you're probably going to have to clean it a little first, and then you can go ahead and do that, and it'll help clean anything that's left over, and you'll feel like the blades and stuff are more clean. So that's number 1. Second life hack in the kitchen is for onions. So onions make me cry like bad, like I have a bad reaction to them, like burning. And I've tried everything. I've heard of stupid stuff like take a spoon and bite it, a wooden spoon, and bite it while you cut onions. And I've tried everything. I'm like, I don't know how that would work, but I might as well try it. So biting on a spoon while I'm chopping. I've tried putting like a towel over my head, my shirt over my face, anything, and nothing worked. The only thing that works for me is putting the onion in the freezer first. So before I'm about to chop the onions, I'll take them out, I'll put them in the freezer for like 10-15 minutes. And once they're in the freezer, they're not frozen or anything, but whatever it is, the fumes that the onions give off when you cut them is less because they're not as juicy, right? So they're a little bit cold. So you cut them up quick while it's still cold, and get them in your pan and start cooking them. Much less of a reaction if you cry for onions. So I'm telling you, put your onions in the freezer before you start cutting them up for 10-15 minutes. Great life hack. And now, my third life hack and I used all of these today, while making my apple onion soup. If you missed the recipe and you're just tuning in, I gave you the recipe in the beginning of the video, so go ahead and go back and watch it. But this is my favorite life hack. I saw this somewhere, I don't even know where, like a couple years ago. To get all the stuff off the onion, to peel it, which is so annoying, right? It's when you're sitting there and then your fingers smell so bad, like garlic forever. So if I want to get this off, I'm going to cut the tips, if you could see. I'm just going to cut the end there. I should have used a better knife than that. Alright. Just so I can break into this first section here. Okay? Now, after I do that, so that's normal, right? We do that, and then we have these little things. Okay? Cut the ends off. And then I'm going to put it in this jar. Cut the ends. Put it in. Cut the ends. Put it in. Just the little ends off. Alright, maybe I'll throw in one more so you can kind of see what it does. Ends off. And now it's like, what am I doing putting it in this jar? You're going to see. So I'm just going to throw it in here, right? Close the jar and shake it. Literally, that's all I'm doing. Shake it. It needs to be like a jar that has a flat top. I've tried it on other ones. It doesn't work as well. Yep. This is so cool. Every time I do it, I'm still surprised. Like I haven't done it 100 times. It's all separated, so I'm going to show you what's in my hand. This is just the shell paper. Well, the top part, right? All the pieces of garlic are completely, can you guys see that? They're completely, the paper is completely the paper. It's not paper. The top paper-like part of the onion is completely separated from the onion. It's crazy. Isn't that insane? So don't sit there peeling your onion anymore. How cool is that? Just literally just cut the little tips off, put it in a jar, shake it really hard, and all the things just fall off. It's so cool. Okay, so those are my 3 life hacks for today. I hope you enjoyed them. If you found some value in that or you didn't know some of those, go ahead and share it. I would love to spread the word on these life hacks and make people's lives easier in the kitchen, because I personally hate cooking, and mostly because of all the preparation. I like eating what I make. I hate preparing and cleaning after. So, thank you guys for watching, and have a great night. See you tomorrow. Good night.